open. That would probably be helpful. All right, I'm ready to hit record when you are.
All right. 3, 2, 1, record.
All right, testing. Looking good.
We've been hitting it on the money too, by the way. When I've been like the last few episodes that I've edited, I've really barely had to move
Nice.
the Audacity files to match them up.
Nice.
So,
Okay. Give me just a second. Let me get a drink of water, and then I'll start us.
okay.
Hey, Justin.
What's up, man?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Lettuce.
Let us do.
Let us in, and you'll find out.
Oh,
That's pretty bad, isn't it? That's pretty bad. Isn't it?
I thought you were gonna go with "Let us start the show."
Oh, let's just start over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I just wanted to start the show with a little veggie joke, you know.
Yeah.
Just
Welcome
to get things
to the
rolling.
vegan podcast.
Yeah.
Not really.
No, we like meat up in here.
Yeah. Nobody's vegan here.
No. So, in case people couldn't guess from my terrible, terrible veggie joke, we're talking about Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom today.
Yeah.
The most voted on game by our D-batters for some reason.
Yeah, that's interesting. Really a cult following amongst the D-patters, I would assume. Of course, I told you my theory when we started talking about if we were going to talk about this game. I think Aaron Hickman really loves this game.
Oh,
if
yeah?
I recall, like I've seen him make comments about it in the past, and I think he just like voted from like several different computers.
I think it's a sleeper pick from Eric Esping.
Yeah,
because I remember him commenting one time about how he was going to vote a bunch of times for it.
She was outside somewhere.
Okay, hold on a second.
Okay.
She's okay.
Oh, she's screaming.
She's screaming? From outside? Hold on just a second.
Somebody shoot.
No. All right. Dog was limping. Seems to be okay though.
Okay.
Okay. So we were talking about Aaron Hickman.
Yeah, I said Eric Esping was probably the one who did it. That's my theory.
Well, it's interesting that the first two games we've talked about on the voting has been Home Alone and Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom.
Yeah.
Kind of more
Interesting games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. Let's do some shout outs real quick. That's probably a good thing to do. Retro Junkies.
Yeah. Right.
I like them.
And they're growing because I think there's a couple. It's going to be a new show. Something about a guy, a girl, and something. I don't know. I don't know if you saw that.
A guy, a girl, and a something.
I don't know what
I think it's the bargain bin. We should really do our research when we do this. Bargain bin hour, bargain bin something.
Yeah, I don't know. But so new show coming.
Yeah, and there's actually another one, an Atari Lynx game by game podcast. If you like the Atari Lynx.
And gotta shout out the Radical Retro Roundup.
Yeah,
and I am saying that correctly.
Yeah, you looked it up, huh?
No.
Okay.
Then Genesis Gems, Turtle Flakes.
Excuse that coughing. Sorry.
And the new one, Winging It.
Yeah, Winging It. The Retro Junkies Winging It.
Mm-hmm. So, check all those.
I don't know.
Check all those out. Star Wars podcast.
Yep, Star Wars Nerds Unite, and not a Retro Junkies member, but the Comic Nerds Unite as well. They're good.
Yeah,
I like them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, I follow all those shows.
I recently, I got an iPhone. Right, I switched to an iPhone, and I know that dude Tim also uses an iPhone. And I was I was wondering how I could look at comics, on my iPhone. So he was my go-to,
right,
to find out how to look at comics. But of course, I had to preface it with, I know comics on your phone is not the way to go. I'm asking for a friend. It's not for me.
Right.
But if you were to look at comics on your phone, what app would you use?
And what did he say?
Comixology.
Yeah.
Although you can't buy comics on the Comixology app for some reason. You have to go online and buy them. And
you have to buy them online and then
they show up on your phone. Yeah, it's weird.
Right.
It's still the best, though, I guess.
Huh. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, so for the listeners out there, you got an iPhone, and then literally a week later, not because of you.
Sure.
Well, no, because remember you texted me, it's like, yeah, I'm an iPhone user, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going tomorrow to get an iPhone.
Yeah, and, well, we're just like two peas in a pod,
So we both went to the iPhone. And I've spent considerable amount of time bashing Apple iPhones.
Yeah, me too.
I'm kind of eating some crow because I really like this phone, actually.
Yeah, I agree. Welcome to the Android to Apple podcast.
Right. So,
anyways, a couple more I was going to shout out now that I actually have a little bit of a list in front of me. The Cartridge Freaks are back, so that's something of note in the Retro Junkies network. The Cartridge Freaks, they've been on hiatus for quite a while, but they're back. Yeah. And the other one is just want to shout out the No Swear Gamer because he's a good dude, and we hadn't shouted him out in a while. So he's got a YouTube channel. He also does the Atari 7800 game by game podcast, which we promised him a long time ago that we would record a intro thing for him, and we never have. And
let's do it right now.
Okay. No, that'd be too hard to edit.
In-show promo.
Yeah. We'll just tell Phil he has to edit it out of our show.
Right.
Yeah. All right. I think that's about it. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So
any
other pleasantries?
Any Prince? Nah, I don't have anything.
Prince, the artist formerly known as Prince.
The artist formerly known as Prince is joining us today. Actually, my cat Prince.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Me.
Hey, is he eventually going to become the cat formerly known as Prince?
Yes. That would be funny. I'm just going to change his name to a symbol.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And it's just like a cat symbol.
Yeah. Nice.
So, anyway, Princess Tomato and the Salad Kingdom.
Oh, wait, we do have one more announcement. It's hilarious.
It's funny. It's a funny game.
It's funny. No, the other announcement that we have is we're not doing the segments broke out anymore. So as we're about to transition into Justin's historical tidbits and trivia, you will not hear somebody say just historical tidbits and trivia like you used to.
Yeah, I think that was a good idea and it worked for a while. But now it's like sometimes we forget to kind of that's going to happen. And so it just kind of leads to an awkward transition. So
sometimes it's awkward. Plus, we're kind of repeating and reusing the same ones over and over again. So we are still going to use the intros at the beginning of the show. And if anybody wants to do a new one, you're more than welcome to send us one in at mail@nesdudes.com. If you want to do that, just say, hey, this is so-and-so from the such and such, and you're listening to Two Dudes in a Nest. And that'll be the intro, and you can do that. You can send it to mail@nesdudes.com. But we're not going to worry about all the other segment intros. I think that's kind of getting played out. I think Justin and I both feel like it's kind of getting played out. So we are going to do away with that, and we will just try to transition ourselves.
Right.
So with that, Justin,
how about some history for the Princess Tomato and the Salad Kingdom?
Perfect.
Okay, so this is a Hudson Soft game. It was brought to the NES much later than it was actually developed. So it was developed for the NEC PC 88 and Japanese home computers. And the artwork for the original is much different than what it looked like for the NES. Did you do much looking at pictures from the original?
I haven't seen the original artwork, no.
Yeah, it's interesting. Let me pull up a picture here. Let's see. Let's do some screen shareage. But somebody put on, I was reading a review for it, and they were like, oh, it looks like somebody made this with like paint, MS Paint.
Nice.
And it kind of does. Do you see it there?
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
So that's the kind of what the artwork looked like for the PC or the computer version. Of the game.
Well, the original computer version was fully text-based, was it not? Like you would actually type in what you wanted to do.
You typed it in. And interestingly enough, English worked on it, apparently.
I read somewhere that it was easier for them to do commands in English than it was to type them in.
Right.
For some reason. So.
Because English is better.
Sorry. And all of our French, Spanish, Japanese listeners are offended.
I don't think we have any of those. We're okay.
Okay. Well, if we do,
they do have some Canadian fans.
Oh, French Canadians, probably.
I'll be out there just a little bit, okay? Yeah. Sitting on the chair. I'll be out there a little bit, okay? All right. But we do have some Canadian, some French, maybe some French Canadians.
Yeah, they're offended. But only if they prefer French to English, I guess.
Well, I'm comparing English to Japanese.
Okay.
Okay.
Between those two, you think English is better?
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Anyway, so yeah, they when they ported it over to the NES, so it was ported to the Famicom first in 1988, and then later to the NES in 1991, and which is a kind of a big gap. 3-year gap in between when they ported the two, and now it's obviously for Wii's Virtual Console was released in 2010. And it developed a cult following, and apparently all those cult followers are fans of this show since they voted for it. But it is a text adventure, and when they ported it over, the NES just put a list of commands, obviously, instead of being able to text type. It was kind of overhauled for the NES. Also, the game was apparently much different. And so they the levels changed as well as some of the aspects of the change. Now, from the Famicom to the NES version, here's a couple interesting changes that they made. The shop that they had sold coffee at was actually a cigarette shop in the Famicom version.
Nice.
And in the Famicom version, the juice bar was a liquor store.
Nice.
So, I guess that was more accepted in the Japanese culture than in the U.S. culture.
That seems to be the case with a lot of things.
Yeah. And in the PC version, and this is awful, in the PC version, there's a part where you go in the church and there's a crucified strawberry up on the cross.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it didn't make it.
That's terrible.
Over to the NES version.
I wonder why.
Yeah. So,
I also want to, real quick side note, I want to apologize. I have a bit of a cold, so I may be coughing through this episode, and I apologize for that.
Yeah. So
that's terrible about the strawberry.
Yeah. So that didn't make it over to the NES version. But yeah, that's about it on the history of this game.
It's got a pretty interesting history just because of the way it transitioned between different. I mean, somebody really loved this game to have wanted to change it and make it again. They basically made it again like 3 times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, so somebody really loved this game and really wanted it to come to different consoles.
Right. Somebody, whoever invented this game, that just had to be like the craziest idea. I'm going to make this game. You know, obviously all games are based on fantasy.
Right.
Especially back in the NES days where you didn't really have, we've talked about like last episode where we talked about Heavy Barrel, where it's kind of like wartime games, but you didn't have that much of that. A lot of the games are steeped in fantasy back then, and this is just like hilarious.
Yeah, fantasy. This is pretty funny. And what's funny to me is I feel like they take themselves dead seriously.
Oh yeah.
Dead seriously? Dead serious. Anyways.
It doesn't seem to be a joke.
It doesn't seem to be a joke at all, except they replace any kind of a normal character with vegetables and fruits.
Right. A baby persimmon named Percy.
Yeah. It's just your main protagonist is a cucumber. Sir Cucumber.
And nobody really comes out with that nobody questions the fact that the king is broccoli.
Uh-huh.
But his daughter, the princess, is a tomato.
Yeah.
Now I'm no botanist. But I don't. But I am no expert on gardening. But I don't think you can get a tomato from broccoli.
Last time I checked, that was not something that would happen.
Right. So, yeah.
We can talk about this more in the gameplay segment.
Yeah. So did you get this?
I still got more stuff to say.
You got some splurge? Did you splurge a little bit and go and get this game?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a rare game. It's a little bit expensive. I did look it up to see if it was worth trying to get for the show.
Right.
Yeah, I would say it was not because I can't remember how much it goes for, but it's above $50, I think.
Yeah. I think the cheapest I found was $39.
You found one for $39. That's not bad.
We'll talk about whether we think it's worth that or not.
Yeah. But still, I couldn't find one for cheaper than probably $50. So to me, it was not quite worth it. So I didn't get it, and unfortunately, we will not have one to give out on the show this time.
We'll give out the demo version.
Yeah, everybody, you can have the demo version. You just got to find it yourself.
Give it to everybody.
We can't tell you where to get it.
Right. We give it to everybody.
Yeah. So I played the demo version.
Yeah, so did I.
That's my quest. I went to look it up. I said, wow, that's really expensive. And then I played the demo version.
Went out on a quest to find the demo version.
Yeah, which actually for me, I don't know about if it was for you, but it was actually kind of hard for me to find the demo version. I kept popping up these places where it says things like this is no longer available, blah, blah, blah. But anyways.
I have one site that I use. Some of the games kind of stick, but it's a pretty good site.
Okay.
I mean, I don't use the site.
Yeah, right. I mean, you know of a site.
Yeah, somebody
allegedly.
Somebody told me about a site.
Yeah.
So. Okay, let's talk about this game.
Okay, let's do. Should I do my usual?
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. All right. I mean, I've already got it pulled up, so I'm doing it.
Although I just see a blank screen.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've got the manual. You're just going to pretend like you're everybody else on this episode.
All right, go with it.
Okay. Princess Tomato. The first page. First page is thank you for purchasing Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom. The second page is warning, 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 warning. Because this is a precision tooled device, do not use or store it in extreme temperature conditions and avoid hard shocks.
Ooh.
Yeah. They're actually warning you way more than usual.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right. So here's the story. Welcome to the Salad Kingdom, where all fruits and vegetables live happily and peacefully. In downtown Saladoria, by the great statue of Sir Cucumber, an old man named Percy tells a legendary tale of long, long ago. Our peaceful Salad Kingdom was once plagued by a terrible war, a life or death struggle between ourselves and the armies who only wanted to buy, sell, and eat us. Fortunately, good King Broccoli had the wisdom to protect and preserve the Salad Kingdom. King Broccoli abolished all segregation so that everyone could live in justice and equality. He was respected and honored by each of his grateful subjects, except one. Minister Pumpkin and his power-hungry clan didn't approve of King Broccoli's rule. Why should we pumpkins live on the same miserable level as the carrots and bell peppers?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. This means war, declared Minister Pumpkin.
Yeah. We're no bell pepper. We're pumpkin.
Yeah.
People carve us, for crying out loud.
Right. I mean, make pies out of us. When's the last time you had a bell pepper pie?
Exactly.
Right. Although carrot cake's pretty good.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway.
I love carrot cake, actually.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a moot point. He should not have brought carrots into the mix.
Right.
And bell peppers are good in like stir fry. Anyways, we're getting off topic here.
Yeah.
Soon afterwards, Minister Pumpkin built a grand castle, which he named for himself at the foot of the Zucchini Mountains. He then established a new social order, with pumpkins lording over everyone else. Under his powerful army and cruel tax law, our innocent citizens suffered. To top it off, he united with the dreaded farmies and tossed anyone in jail who refused to obey his decrees. Old King Broccoli and his daughter, Princess Tomato, formed an armed resistance in hopes of toppling Minister Pumpkin. But Princess Tomato herself was kidnapped and confined to Minister Pumpkin's castle. Shortly thereafter, the poor king, stricken with grief, passed away. Oh, wow. King Broccoli died of grief.
There you go. Boom.
That's pretty sad. That happens to broccoli sometimes.
Frost got it.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Frost. He died of a frosty heart.
Yeah. It's and I apologize to you, Justin, for the coughing, because if you can, cutting it out would be probably best. But
yeah, I'm gonna be doing the same too. So we're both a little nasally on this show, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so the princess is now captured. The king died with grief. Yet, to everyone's dismay, Minister Pumpkin announced the engagement of Princess Tomato to his own son. With the wedding day fast approaching, the noble Sir Cucumber returned to the Salad Kingdom, only to learn of this horrible turn of events.
Where has he been, actually?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, this then is the story of Sir Cucumber and his heroic quest for justice, with a young Persimmon named Percy. ... Ellipsis.
I like in the beginning of the game, before you find the Persimmon, and if you hit the Percy button, it says, "Who's Percy?"
That's funny. Yeah. I didn't notice that. I didn't try that.
Yeah. If you hit the Percy button before you find Percy, it just says, "Who's Percy?"
That's funny.
So,
all right. So, normally we would talk about, our dealings with this game when we were kids. But I didn't have any dealings with this game when I was a kid.
I feel like if I had played this game as a kid, I would have played it for about 10 minutes and never played it again.
Yeah,
to be
same
completely
here.
honest with you.
I mean, as a kid, having no action would really bum me out.
Yeah.
Because the most action you get is a game of paper, rock, scissors.
Yes. Oh, this is a very non-violent game.
Well,
Finger Wars.
I guess real quick, the premise of the game is if you played a game like Shadowgate or Deja Vu, it's you have a picture on your screen and you have commands that you can use, but you can't actually click on anything on the screen. All you can do is use the commands on each side. And there's a ton of commands. There's like 14 different commands. Some of them, to me, are the same thing.
Right.
Like look and check are two different things, to me. Right. In the game, they're two different things, but to me, they're the same thing. Right. So anyways, the commands are a little confusing, but that's all you do. You walk around, you can click move and you can go from screen to screen. But other than that, you're just picking these commands on each side. And then every now and then you'll get into battles, which are called, what are they called? Finger Wars?
Finger Wars, yes.
Yeah. Which is basically paper, rock, scissors.
Right.
And then after you play paper, rock, scissors, you play a game of which way am I looking?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Where you have to point in the opposite direction of the way the enemy is looking.
Which is just weird.
Yeah, it's a little strange. So that's the gist of the game. It's basically a puzzle game, adventure game.
It's a puzzle game. And it's just everything about it's weird. It's a salad kingdom. Did you get to the part where you talk to the guy, the pepper?
Yeah, I think
like the red pepper.
Yeah, I think
and he has a mustache.
Yes. And he changes colors or something?
Yeah. And he looks like the guy that's the Fries from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, that's funny.
That's it.
The thing about the game, the cool thing about the game, though, is it is funny. I don't know if it's funny. It's probably funny just because that you're talking to vegetables and stuff. But they lay in some little jokes about that here and there, Yeah.
And I don't think it intends to be funny at all.
You don't think it intends to be funny at all? It does seem really serious.
Yeah, I think it's dead serious, and it's just funny because of what it is.
Yeah. Maybe that was their intention, though. Maybe they knew that it would be funny if they made it dead serious.
I like that.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Because surely they wouldn't make a dead serious game and then decide to fill it with fruits and vegetables and think that it would still be dead serious.
Yeah. Maybe. Although this game does a bit of it's a bit prejudice, I think.
You think?
Particularly level 2, where you find where you go to the mountain and you run into what's the old man's name? Mr. Corn.
Yeah.
And Mr. Corn's like so you go to the mountains, and when you go to the mountains, basically Mr. Corn is like a redneck. He has no shoes on and like overalls, and he can't hear you because I guess he's deaf. He's old, and so that was kind of mean because it's kind of like saying, hillbilly. Mr. Corn's just a hillbilly. And then you go to the shop, and you've got Mrs. Peach, who's from the South. they make sure to tell you that Mrs. Peach is from the South. And you try to buy something, and she says, "Y'all ain't got no money."
Yeah.
It's like
y'all ain't got no money.
And they even spell y'all wrong.
How they spell it? I don't.
Y-A''A'.
Yeah, that's wrong. That is wrong.
No,
it's a combination of you all.
Yeah.
So all
Not
needs
y'all.
to be. Yeah. Not y'all.
Yeah. So anyway, I felt like there was kind of a
Thank you.
A slap to the Southerners.
Did I just ruin the show?
No, you didn't ruin the show. Amber's bringing me some drugs for my cold.
Sweet.
Hey, Justin.
Hey, how are you?
He said, "How are you?" Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I'm good. I'm better now.
Good.
Yeah. I'm getting there.
Want some more? You want some water?
I've got
This
some.
is not.
This is fresh. It's fresh.
This looks yellow.
Huh? My face looks yellow. It's clear, I think.
Well, yeah, you had some water, but then you had to pee, so you just peed a little bit in it.
Yeah. Okay, so
Okay, back to the game. But these type of games, and I think some people are going to probably think that this is blasphemy. These kind of games, I just usually kind of lose interest in pretty quickly.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say about this game. I don't know if it's these. I wouldn't just necessarily say these types of games.
Yeah.
But while I love the story, I don't know. I think I kind of blame the puzzles and the commands that you have.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't. The game is not difficult, but to me, it wasn't intuitive enough to where I knew exactly what to do.
Right.
So I would just go through just like clicking the buttons until I found out what to do, and that just got old for me pretty fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you ever try to hit somebody that was like your friend? Like if you chose hit to like when you first meet Percy, it says no, that'll hurt him.
Yeah,
that's not nice.
Yeah, that's funny.
So
the best moments in this game are when you try to do something you're not supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that. It always gives you a little funny snippet.
Yeah.
I can't think of any off the top of my head. I wish I would have wrote some down, but I mean, they don't do this. They don't do just the simple, you can't do that, right? They give you like a reason why you can't do that.
Reason why you can't do that, or why you shouldn't do that.
Right. Why you shouldn't do that. It's funny.
So, yeah, it is pretty funny.
So what about the graphics of this game?
I thought the graphics were pretty good. I mean,
yeah, there's not a lot of animation.
No,
really not hardly any animation.
But I mean, basically, it's a game of cutscenes.
Yeah, it is, and it's all drawn fairly well. It's very colorful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw like people were bashing the NES version versus the original. I think the NES version looks a lot better.
Yeah, I do too. I would definitely disagree with that, or at least from that one picture you showed me.
Yeah,
I would say that the NES version looks better.
Yeah, looks a lot better in my opinion.
I mean, you just kind of got to realize that there's not going to be any animations in this game, and just enjoy it for what it is as far as graphics go.
Well, let's do a little screen share here. Just a little screen shareage.
Okay.
I'm going to show you the difference between. So here is General Cantaloupe in the NES version. And then here is General Cantaloupe in the PC version.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Wait, no, go back to that last screen.
Okay. All right, second.
There, we can see them both side by side here.
Yeah. This is the NES version versus the PC version.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. It's a tough call. The PC version has more going on.
has more going on. It seems to be brighter colored.
Yeah.
But look right here. Like when you're standing outside the castle here, here's
Yeah, that's
Sir
way
Cucumber and Princess Tomato. This is way better than the
Yeah.
PC version. So
I don't know. It's a tough call. Your screen here reminded me of a couple things, though. There's a couple moments in the game that I thought were hilarious. Well,
Yeah.
one of them's kind of depressing, but when you go to the peanut place and there's like that couple crying on the screen, and it's like the roads here are paved in peanut shells or whatever, and the husk of peanuts, and it's a couple peanuts crying.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Because I think they wanted. I mean, what if they made this game real? It'd be like the roads are paved in the skin of our fellow man. You know, I mean, it's pretty terrible. It's pretty terrible.
Right.
The other one is we haven't discussed this yet, and I can't believe we've been just whiffing it. The king is Broccoli, right?
Right.
His daughter is Princess Tomato. Princess Tomato's sister, she's human.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah.
I think that's hilarious. Like the only human in the game, too.
Right. Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah. Anyway, so what about the sound of the music? What do you think about it?
Yeah, the music is pretty good.
Yeah, I would say
Nothing
that's
to write home about, but
yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It's pretty good. It's all right. Some of it got a little annoying, like when you get stuck somewhere. It kind of got a little annoying.
Yeah. Yeah,
the
you
songs
have
are
to
all
turn it
really
down a
short.
Yeah. So, but I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, if you don't have much else to say about it, I don't have a whole lot to say about it either. Do we want to decide how much it goes for and if it's fun, if it's worth it?
I have one more thing to say about it, and that is when you first start the game and you're standing there and you look at the path, and like in the distance it looks like an eggplant, an onion, and maybe a watermelon. I think that seems to be like a play on the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, yeah, it could be, actually.
It looks like the first, like the yellow brick road over to Oz in the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, okay. I get it. It does kind of look like that.
So, anyway.
Well, one more thing then. When you start the game, I don't know if you noticed this, but the name of the game is Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you start the game, it says Princess Tomato in Salad Kingdom. Like the "the" is just mysteriously disappeared.
Oh, we don't notice that "the." Yeah, well, that would have taken too much graphics to put in the "the."
Yeah, that's true.
So,
that's true.
I see it now. Princess Tomato in Salad Kingdom.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't have enough room on the sign.
Yeah, fair enough. So how much does this game go for?
Well, like I said, the cheapest I found was $39, but it's around $50 to $80.
Yeah, I would say typically it's probably about 50 is probably what you're going to find it for.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, what do you think? Is it worth that?
I mean, I'm not going to drop that on it. I don't think it's worth that.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. Unless you're just trying to get it for the rarity of it and the oddballness.
Mm-hmm.
If that's something you like to have in your collection as a collector, then yeah, it's probably worth it. If you're getting it for gameplay and it's just you want to have a fun game, I would not spend $50 on it. It's fun and it's funny, but it's not very long and it's not very hard. So it's not like you're going to spend a lot of time on it. You're not going to get a lot out of it other than just a cute little, well, I won't say cute because it's pretty serious, but it's
dead serious.
Strange story with cute characters. Mm-hmm. But you can get that out of the demo version, or I didn't know it was on the Wii U or the Wii Virtual Console, so you can go buy it there.
Right. Okay. So, do you have any retrofitted trophies?
Do we have any retrofitted trophies?
Yeah.
I have. I've only got one right now. I was trying to think of another one, but right now I've only got one.
Okay. You want to go ahead with your one?
Yeah, I'll go ahead with my one. My one is "Let Us Begin," and that is start the game. Of course, lettuce is spelled like the vegetable.
So my first one is the Green Giant, and that is beat the game and become the Green Giant.
Oh, okay.
And then the Del Monte Award,
That's
and
funny.
I just get past the first level. The second level, you get the oh shoot, what's it? I forgot the name. Burning it up on these trophies that we are.
Yeah. You've already beat me.
But it's kind of hard to make trophies for this game.
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of hard to make trophies. You know what? That's fine. I've got more jokes.
Yes.
We'll make up for it with vegetable jokes.
Good.
All right. What's small, round, and giggles a lot?
I don't know.
A tickled onion.
What?
It's a type of onion, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Which veggie plays a sport?
I don't know.
Squash. Duh.
Uh,
Yeah. How do you make an artichoke?
grab it around its neck. I don't know.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, strangle it. That's how you make an artichoke. What did the traffic light say to the tomato crossing?
Ketchup.
Oh, yeah, that one's actually better than the joke. It says, "Don't look now, I'm changing." I don't get it.
I don't either.
I get it. I didn't make up these jokes, by the way. I'm just reading them. Why did the tomato go out with a prune?
I don't know.
Because he couldn't find a date. Oh.
Oh.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
What did the lettuce say to the celery?
I don't know.
Quit stalking me.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right, here's the last one. Why did the tomato blush?
I don't know.
Because she saw the salad dressing.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. Those are pretty lame jokes, but you know.
Where in the world did you find those?
Random Google search.
You want to give this game a rating?
I do.
What are we rating this one?
Well, I mean, the gimme would be a vegetable, but haven't we already done that?
Yeah, we can't go too easy. Type of fertilizer.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Miracle Grow because it's good. It's a great product, but not the most professional or best that you can use.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go with. Let's see. The funny one would be manure, but this game's not that bad.
Yeah, that's yeah.
You know, I'd love to say manure just because I like talking about manure, but
well, manure in the sense of fertilizer is actually good.
Yeah, it's actually really good. So maybe. Okay, here we go. All right. So I'll go with manure. Because manure is not a good thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's used as fertilizer, in which case it is a good thing. So this game it's not really a great game unless you're in it for the story, in which it makes it a pretty good game.
Right. Okay. I like it.
All right. As I knock my mic off the stand.
There we go.
All right. Let's try to edit that out.
Yeah.
All right. Listener feedback.
All right. So we got Aaron Hickman. bringing us up with the beginning. It's one of the rare visual novel-style games, much more popular in Japan. Worth a try for sure if you like adventure games. Not too tough either. Silly name for a game, though. And I must say, I like the box art for the NES version because it's like, let's not take a picture from the game. Let's make some claymation characters.
I like that. It's pretty funny. It's like clay characters.
Yeah. Peter Guzman says, time to YouTube this game. Never heard of it. Mike Vito says, I like it. Only got an hour in, though, before life took back over. Derek Fletchell said, I'd love to give this one a try, but the price tag is a bit too much for me at the moment. Looking forward to hearing about it, though. This one was never on my radar as a kid. I guess the princess in the title kept me away, and maybe all the paint box art.
Yeah.
That is true.
I would never have played this as a young boy.
Yeah, me neither. Eric Esping says, been voting for this review for ages. There it is.
I'm telling you. Told you.
Yep. Jesse Benson said, never played it. Looks like a weird Gumby style game. No, it's not, Jesse. Sorry. I'd be interested to learn more via a podcast. Go for it, dudes. Greg Polander said, never played this game. Hardly even heard about it. We'll have to try this out in emulation. And you corrected him with a little demo mode.
Yeah, that's right.
And then he said, considering how much I'll probably play this before I get bored, shut it off, and never play it again, yeah, I guess demo mode applies. Smiley face.
Smiley face.
Sean Muldowney said, to be completely honest, I've never even heard of this game. Makes me that much more amped to hear you guys talk about it. And then Aaron Hickman finished us off with, actually owned a copy for a while. It's not a bad game. And he probably sold it because it'd make a lot of money on it.
Yeah. You could buy like a steak dinner for two for this game.
Exactly.
All right.
Got any voicemails about this game?
We don't have any voicemails about this game, but we've got some really old voicemails that I never did play.
Okay.
So how about we listen?
Hey, two dudes, what's up? Just listened to your Ghosts and Goblins episode. I'm a little shocked to hear that you guys are advising people to go straight to Satan, and you provided the satanic ritual to get directly to him using an NES controller. I'm a little shocked. I don't think that's exactly family friendly, but you did a great job on the episode, so I guess I'll keep listening. But try to keep the satanic rituals to a minimum in future episodes, please. If you're gonna call yourselves family friendly. Love the show though, guys. Great job. Keep it up.
That was in reference to our Ghosts and Goblins episode where we told people to go straight to Satan.
Don't remember that, but okay.
I think there was a cheat code in that game.
Oh yeah.
And I said that you could go straight to Satan with the
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Okay. So here's another really old one.
Hey dudes, I'm so glad you guys are finally covering Crystalis. I could talk about this game for an hour, but I'm not going to add that much time onto your podcast. I absolutely love this game. I loved it as a kid. I love it still today. Just everything about it. It's got incredible music, great sound effects, amazing graphics, just superb gameplay. It's got a really good story. It has a great build-up from beginning to an epic finish. And, of course, the cover art. The cover art was so important back in the day. You didn't know a lot about a game when you bought it, but the cover art could sell you. And the cover art for Crystalis just made it feel like such an epic adventure. You knew you wanted to play that game. And I know everyone, loves the original Zelda, but for me, Crystalis was a way better game than the original Zelda. I know Crystalis was one and done, and Zelda went on to make some of the greatest games ever. Link's Awakening, Link to the Past. Ocarina of Time. But as far as the NES goes, Crystalis is one of the best games ever. All right. Well, I can't wait until you guys cover Honey Beach. Until then, just keep up the good work. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, caller.
You know,
who you
he,
were, but
I thought it was funny. He was like, I could talk about this game for an hour. It'd been funny if he was like, and now I'm going to start that hour. Just start talking about it for an hour.
that'd be hilarious.
I could talk about this game for an hour. So
And
here
now
we
I'm
go.
Yeah. That's a good call. I wish we would have played that on the Crystalis episode, huh?
Yeah.
Or Crystalis. We
Yeah.
didn't, obviously. For some reason, and thank you to Josh Witt. His call was hilarious about this, the satanic rituals. But for some reason, this last call I just called, for some I was having I don't know if was Paul Harvey a nationwide guy or was he just around here?
He was nationwide.
Okay. For some reason, I'm hearing Paul Harvey in my head. Just his cadence and stuff.
Yeah. Yes. It did sound like it.
So, and now you know the rest of the story. All right. Oh wait, I got iTunes reviews, and then that'll be it. Because we didn't get any emails, but I got iTunes reviews real quick.
Okay.
The first one, and I apologize if I'm rereading these, but I think wow. Do you remember a Dave Yak?
No.
We'll go back to Dave Yak then, because he may be the last one that we did. Or he may be right after the last one we did. Okay, Dave Yak, 5 stars. I love hearing about them. These Potters love nostalgia as much as I do, and it really brings me back to not having any worries except protecting my Zelda saves.
Cool.
All right. Angistel? Sorry. Great podcast, good people, fun group. I've been listening since day one. These guys do a great job breaking down each game. They have a lot of awesome guests on the show, and I'm always looking forward to the next episode. I've even made a few friends along the way. Thanks, and keep up the great work.
Sweet.
That is sweet. I'm glad that our group is making friends. That's good.
Yes.
Great podcast for NES fans. If you grew up in an 8-bit world or just a retro game fan, this podcast is for you. Not just a show. The guys have many ways for you to interact. High score club, polls, general group chatter. Glad I found this one. All right. Thank you. Again, complimenting our group. So that's good. I like that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Anthony Pig, 2 dudes, 1 NES, all cool. These dudes are great, very knowledgeable, and passionate about NES games. Definitely worth a listen if you're a fan. Thank you, Anthony. Rick JY says 5 stars. Great show. Makes me over again. Hearing the history of each game is amazing. Hey, you guys. Well, actually, I wasn't supposed to sound like Carbon. Sorry, it's supposed to sound like the guy from Goonies. Justin, can you do that for me? There we go. The listeners demand Goonies too. So
Sweet.
We'll have to give that one a try. And then to round us out, PV Bunai. I'm sorry. I know this is Paul from the group. Bonito. I'm really butchering this last name. Anyways, I just found out about the podcast in the Facebook group this month, and I'm hooked. I listen to all the episodes at work to get me through the day. I like that you can tell they enjoy making the podcast and they interact with the listeners on the Facebook group. I like how they even try to find positive, even in some bad games. Quote, parentheses, LJN. And that they don't rate the games like all other review shows. Keep up the great work, and I'll keep listening. All right. Thank you, PV.
Sweet.
And I will also add, that's the last of them, but I will also add that we have finally hit 100 iTunes.
Woo-hoo!
Thank you, everybody. That feels like quite an accomplishment.
Yes, it is.
All right. That's pretty much. You got any other shout outs you want to give?
No, I think that's good.
You got any show news?
Not that I know of.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right.
We
so
are
fine.
planning on having. I guess we should mention why this is Princess Tomato and not Turtles, because we were supposed to do
Oh, yeah.
Turtles. So we're
Well, we
just
had
having a little scheduling thing going on. We still plan on. If you listened last show and you heard Ninja Turtles at the end, and you thought, "Oh, that's Ninja Turtles," then you got to this show and it's like, "Wow, I didn't know Princess Tomato sounded like Ninja Turtles." Well, it doesn't. It was actually supposed to be Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of scheduling conflict, so we're still planning on Ninja Turtles will come very soon. So
Right. So check us out on Facebook, iTunes, Twitter, anything. Check us out on our website, nesdudes.com, 2dudesinanest.com, and then 10dudes.com. And you can always call us and leave us an awesome voicemail at
777 retro something. Hang on.
yeah, it's
Sorry.
757 retro 1.
775-773-8761 or 775-7 retro 1. There we go.
There you go. All right.
All right. And check us out on iTunes and Stitcher. I think our next mark is going to be 200 reviews, right? So
Yeah.
keep the reviews pouring in. All right, that's good. We will put the sound for the next show in. It may or may not be the right sounds. I don't know. So we got a little jumbled up here. So
Goodbye, everybody.
see y'all.